welcome to Paperbird Creates. Today, I'll be sharing how I made these two winter-themed artist trading cards. Alrighty, so we're gonna dive right in, and I'm going to start by showing you the page in my junk journal that these cards were inspired by. So this journal is 9x7, and this is actually my first grid gluing page, where you cut all of the papers into squares and rectangles and then lay them out in a grid. But I got a little carried away and cut a few too many squares and rectangles. So the artist trading cards were a way to keep playing with this theme and also use up some of my leftover squares and rectangles. But of course, I still have some leftover. I'm showing a close-up so that you could see the stickers that are layered on top of the grid background. Some of the stickers are from the Echo Park Winter Collection kit, and a lot of the background papers are also from that same kit. And the other stickers are from this Carpe Diem Seasons sticker pad. I have this 5x7 piece of cardstock that I will cut into two artist trading cards because artist trading cards are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. They're about the size of baseball cards. And just because I can't help myself, here's a little sneak peek at some of my past artist trading cards. I got into making them in 2023. I had been familiar with artist trading cards for years, but I had never actually made them because I really didn't love the idea of trading them, parting with them. But I did come across the idea on YouTube that you could actually make artist trading cards for yourself and keep them in a binder like this. And so that's what I started doing. Maybe one day I'll start trading them, but for now I really just like working on them and then keeping them and enjoying them, which might be selfish, but if it's what makes you make art, then let that be the case. Here I'm showing that the Carpe Diem sticker pad has the months written out in script. And one of my art goals of 2024 is to make an artist trading card for each month of the year using these month words. This way, I'll be sure to make at least 12 new artist trading cards this year, and I'm excited to make 2 of them right here, right now with you. So the process is pretty straightforward. It's just going through my little stacks of squares and rectangles and picking a piece and gluing it down. In full disclosure, I am not the world's fastest decision maker, so I did spend maybe more time than necessary picking the perfect square or rectangle. But that's exactly why this video is a time lapse, so that I was able to speed up the process, kind of cut out those slower parts. So hopefully this is enjoyable for you to watch. I feel like now is probably a good time to mention that this is my first YouTube video. Thank you. You're too kind. No, but really, welcome to my new channel, Paperbird Creates, and welcome to my first video. I really appreciate you being here. So, in addition to talking about what I'm doing on screen right now, I figured I'd also share some of my plans for my new channel. There are a lot of artists I follow and admire and that inspire me who are already on YouTube, and I just wanted to take a shot at trying to be one of those enjoyable and inspiring artists on YouTube. So my plan is to share process videos like this one, and also I have a lot of art that I've been creating over the past couple of years that I would like to share. So earlier I quickly showed a little bit of my junk journal that I love. That's almost full, so I would love to do a flip through of that. I would love to do a more in-depth look at my artist trading card binder. I have a sketchbook that I dabble in. I want to give a little background about my art journey and how I got to this video. To start, I went to college for graphic design, so I have a background in art, and my full-time job is actually as a creative director. But making time for art in my personal life, that was a challenge for me for a long time. I always wanted to make time for art, but it really didn't become a habit until the past couple of years. And I think a big reason it's finally become a non-negotiable part of my life is because I finally have found a type of art that I truly enjoy the process of, and that I'm not preoccupied with or stressed out by the goal of making masterpieces. The type of art I'm talking about is cutting paper and gluing or collaging for fun. I cannot do this first video without giving a shout out and praise to Nicole at Relax Cut Glue. She is the person who unlocked this wonderful world of gluing to relax and gluing for fun. She introduced me to glue books, grid gluing, making master boards, which is kind of what I'm doing right now in this video, and even collage books that exist just to cut images out of. She's also that YouTuber that gave me the idea / permission to make artist trading cards and keep them in a binder. I had spent many years looking for and dabbling in different styles and mediums. I've always loved mixed media, art journaling, junk journals, and ephemera. I'd also been intrigued by the idea of collaging, but finding Nicole's channel and seeing that you could just glue random things into a glue book, that is when the light bulb clicked on for me. My focus shifted from being preoccupied with the final result to instead truly just enjoying the process. My internal perfectionist finally quieted down because this was, quote unquote, just for fun. I truly find joy in the process of fussy cutting paper, laying out the different pieces, and then gluing and embellishing. And I'm finding that enjoying the process naturally leads to enjoying the final piece. So I am very grateful to the YouTube gods, aka the algorithm, for leading me to Nicole's channel. She opened up a whole new world of fun, zero pressure creativity for me. So a big thank you to Nicole. Also, if the algorithm somehow led you to my channel and you're not familiar with Nicole, definitely go check out her channel, Relax Cut Glue.
After you finish watching this video, of course.
Alright, back to the project at hand. Wow, there's nothing like recording yourself to see how heavy-handed you are with a glue stick. I am really aggressive with my gluing. Alright, good to be aware of, but there's no need to be globbing that much glue onto these poor little pieces of paper. So I'm almost done covering the cardstock with the squares and rectangles. I decided not to use the dark blue pieces or white pieces, and I kept it all shades of light blue. I did this because I felt like for such a small area, less contrast would be better. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to glue the final piece. So this little plastic piece I keep using is to flatten out any glue globs and make sure everything is nice and secure. Thinking about what to do next, I know I want to add stickers on top, but then I realized there's something I can add before the stickers. Washi tape! This snowflake washi tape is one of my all-time favorites, and it's pretty perfect for this project. Even though washi tape is already sticky, it's not super sticky, especially if it's older like this roll, so I like to glue it down to make sure it's not going anywhere. By the way, the glue stick that I'm using is Elmer's. It's purple so that you can see where you've glued and make sure you're getting glue all over your surface, but it does dry clear. I also really like Oohoo glue sticks and Art Glitter Glue, which is a wet glue. Decisions. It's actually ironic that I find this relaxing because I'm a very indecisive person, and yet every step of this process is a new decision to make. But my brain enjoys working out what will look best in terms of balance and contrast and then the overall layout. Even though it's a lot of decisions, they're the world's most inconsequential decisions. Like I said before, this is zero pressure creativity. I had pulled out my cutting mat because I thought I was done adding washi and I was going to trim my edges. But then I decided to add more washi. This washi tape is super thin and metallic, so it's the perfect accent. It's also not very sticky, so it definitely needs glue. Let's talk about my colorful, paint-covered cutting mat and desk. One of my past art journey paths was mixed media and jelly printing, so I used to use a lot of acrylic paint. But I didn't love waiting for paint to dry or cleaning brushes, two things that I don't have to worry about with gluing. Okay, now I'm done adding washi. My squares and rectangles extend beyond the 3.5-inch height that I need, so I'm going to cut the excess off with an X-Acto knife. Since I already had it out, that's how I trimmed the edges of the washi tape too, but typically I would do that with a scissor. It's time to cut this one piece of paper into the 2 artist trading cards. Drum roll, please. I turn the paper over to make sure that the blade doesn't get caught on any edges. Also, it makes for a funner reveal when you turn over your 2 new pieces. After a couple of quick rotations, this is the orientation that I thought looked best for the pair. I like how the matching pieces of washi tape are further apart from each other. This helps with the overall balance. The next step is to round my corners. My corner cutter has 3 different size options, so I made this little cheat sheet on the left to help me remember what each size looks like. I typically use the middle size, R7. Rounded corners are not a requirement for artist trading cards, just a personal preference and a pretty satisfying thing to do. Decision time again. Here I'm debating if I want to ink the edges of my cards. But my blue inks don't quite match the blues on my cards. So I end up skipping it. And I'm really glad I did because I find a better solution later on. Alrighty, now for the best part. Time to add embellishments. I like choosing all of my stickers first before sticking them down. But here I'm realizing I only want to use the month stickers from this pad. So I'll start with the months and then look for more stickers. This is some foreshadowing of the struggle I had with this February sticker. I really liked the idea of it being on the bottom, but I wasn't sure it would work. So I decided to look at my stickers and some winter-themed ephemera that I had already fussy cut to get an idea of what my focal point will be. I finally accept that the February sticker will be better at the top. I'm gluing these stickers because I repositioned them a couple of times, so I want to make sure they won't peel up over time. The struggle continues with February. I reposition it a couple of times, and at this point, it just starts to look funny to me. Does it even say February? As I'm editing this video, I'm realizing that it's larger than the January, so maybe that's what was bugging me about it? Anyway, I take out some snowflake sequins to see if I can pretty up the problematic sticker. I think I can. So it's finally time to glue. For the snowflakes, I'm using one of the glues I mentioned earlier, Art Glitter Glue.
The snowflakes have a small hole in the center, so I had to do a little glue cleanup. Back to art glitter glue. The name is deceiving. It sounds like there's either glitter in it or you should use it for glitter, but Art Glitter is the brand name. Anyway, it's a really good wet glue, has great hold, and it has a super fine tip, so it's easy to dispense. Something I forgot to mention earlier is that my art journey also included a stint as a bullet journaler. That's actually the reason that I own the seasonal sticker pad that the month stickers are from. Sadly, bullet journaling was not for me. I would be consistent for a couple months and then fall off and then have to do major catch-ups. But I really enjoyed decorating the journal pages, so I still like to look at and purchase planner stickers. Ultimately, I decided to use the stickers from this Echo Park Winter sticker sheet because they coordinate best with the cards. Earlier, I talked about inking the edges of my cards, but that I was glad that I didn't because I came up with a better solution, and that was to use this metallic Posca marker. This shimmery blue matches better, and I just love the look of a more defined edge. I end up using this marker to ink the edges of my cards. Once I decide where I want this sticker to go, I get my glitter glue and glue it down. Evidently, I have trust issues with stickers staying put on their own. Once I have the focal point down, it's time to add some final touches of smaller ephemera. Yup, more snowflakes. I end up using a mix of the metallic snowflakes and a couple of sticker snowflakes. And once again, I'm gluing stickers. You learn a lot when you record yourself. I think these metallic snowflakes are from Target, or possibly Joann's, but they came in the cutest glass jar. It was half the reason I bought them. I want to make sure my cards have an equal amount of ephemera, so at this point I decide to pause on adding anything else to this one and move on to the second card. But first, here I am inking the edges of my January card. This, to me, is similar to rounding your corners. It's up to your personal preference, and I also find it to be a very satisfying activity. I choose my second focal point from the same sticker sheet. I'm moving it around a little bit to see where I want to place it. And before I stick it down, I decide to ink the edges with my bronze metallic Posca marker. Here I'm using my fingertips to measure which snowflake circles will fit best. Like I had said, I want the two cards to coordinate, so I'll be using a mix of sticker snowflakes and more of the metallic snowflakes. Friends, I am happy to share that these artist trading cards, that I won't be trading, are almost done. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for spending some of your time with me and watching my first YouTube video. The editing process was a bigger beast than I anticipated, so hopefully this won't be my last YouTube video. No, I have a lot to learn, but I have even more that I want to share, so I hope you'll keep an eye out for my future videos. I also hope that you enjoyed this video. Maybe you even learned something. But most of all, I hope you feel inspired to go make something. Cut up some squares and rectangles and glue them down. Here they are. My two winter-themed artist trading cards. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I really love the sparkle of the snowflakes and the silver washi tape and how it contrasts with the matte stickers. I would say I could have been a little neater with some of my glue and my markered edges, but it doesn't matter. These aren't being sent out to a museum. They're going to be tucked away into my binder. Here's the final step of this project. Even though I don't trade my artist trading cards, I still like to put the standard artist trading card info on the back, which is name or signature, date, and what number the card is. I like to put this information in all four corners, so I'm looking at a previous card to check what info goes where. Also, in addition to what number the card is overall, I like to include what number it is in a series. So these are cards 1 and 2 out of 2. I actually bought this old school date stamper just for my artist trading cards. Stamping the cards makes them, or maybe me, feel official. Once they're labeled, they go into my binder, and that's it! Thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. This paper bird hopes that you'll be back to watch more of what Paper Bird creates.